Hey guys, it's Crystal, and welcome to the video solution for our novice problem of the week, which is from this @Coder contest that happened this morning, and the problem is called divide string. So hopefully you've read the problem. If not, you can pause and pull up the website or just read it on the screen. It looks a little bit complicated at first glance because there's a bunch of weird conditions, and then over here there's a bunch of weird math terms, but overall it's actually really simple. They just overcomplicate things. So in general, all you have to do is take a string and try to divide it into two or more substrings. And a substring is basically a little part of another string, I guess. So you want to divide it into two or more substrings that are in lexicographical order. So lexicographical order is also just a fancy word for alphabetical order. So if you look at the test case, that kind of is a little bit more obvious what they're trying to, or what they want. So the string A, B, A, C, they break it up into A, B, A, and C. So if you sort these, they are in alphabetical order, basically. So it's in the same order as given, and they are able to be broken up in alphabetical order. So that's what it's looking for. So for example, a case that says no is CAC. So no matter where you break it up, if you break it up in the before the A, it's just C and then AC, or if you break it up after the A, it's CA and then C. Either way, if you sort those, they're not going to be in alphabetical order. Or you can't sort it. If you break it up, it won't be in alphabetical order. So a big problem with this task is that it says if it's possible to divide S into two or more consecutive substrings. So if you just simplify this problem and try to make it splitting it into two substrings, since we see that N is super small, I think it's 2,000, you're able to just split the string from any point and just check if that works with a compare to function in Java. So for example, if you have I can't write, this is a weird website, but if you have ABC, you can check every single midpoint that's available and check these and see if wherever you split the string, that is going to be in order. So you would check the A and then BC as a string, and then the second case you would check A, B, and then C. So if this problem were to simply just break the string up into two, then you can simply just, with one pass of a for loop, just divide the string up into different sections, per pass, and then check those lexicographically, if that makes sense. But the problem is that this has two or more consecutive substrings. So that does create a problem. But I have a solution and a way to mitigate this, I think. So in reality, if you play around with cases for a little bit and draw letters or whatever you want to do, ultimately you can come to the realization that if you're able to split a string two or more times, emphasis on the or more, you're also able to just split it two times. So that sounds weird, but I will prove it to you with the first case. So in the first case, we have it's gotten split into three strings. However, it's possible to just split this one into two, and it will still be in lexicographical order. So it says A, B, A, C. They split it here, and then they split it here. So those are their strings, but we can just split it anywhere we want, just once. So for example, A, B, A, C, this. These strings are in lexicographical order already. There's no need to make the second cut. So ultimately, all we need to do is just simplify this problem down. Instead of it having to be two or more consecutive substrings, you can just simplify it to having two consecutive substrings. So then it makes the problem super, super easy. All you have to do is run a for loop through the string, and then that would be the possible split points. So then you would split it into different halves, basically, and then just check if those are lexicographically in order through the compare to function. So I have a code showing that. It's super, super simple. All you do is you just take in the string with the scanner. I'll walk into this code with more detail, but I'll go over the general thing first. So, and then all you have to do is just take two strings through a for loop, you split it, from any point in the middle. And then as long as any one of these points are lexiographically greater than each other, which is shown through this if statement, then you can just print out like your answer. So basically I can walk through this code with more detail. So first you create a scanner, which is simple. It just basically allows you to get user input if you've never seen one before. And then you scan in the number of test cases, because if you look again in the problem, it tells you that you're going to have T test cases, meaning that they're kind of going to give you like T problems within one problem, if that makes sense. So you have to solve this problem T different times per case. So you're given that T, and that means how many times you have to solve the problem. So you'll run a for loop of that size. Then you'll scan in your next information. So that includes the number of characters and the string itself. So that's what's going on here. And then you just simply keep a count, or actually, sorry, this was from an old code. That's not necessary. So all you have to do is keep track of if your, if a valid solution has been found or not. So through this for loop, you split the string a whole bunch of times and just hope that something on the right will be greater than the string on the left, which would mean that the one on the right is automatically alphabetically greater than the one on the left, if that makes sense. So this for loop is going to be like the splitting location, kind of like the big line I was drawing on the past screen. So then as soon as you found something good, then you print yes. And then if you haven't, you just print no. It's a pretty simple solution. It's just like weird to read the problem because it was very mathy. And then there's also like little things that were like dumb that you had to figure out. But overall, like it was a cool solution, pretty simple idea. They just kind of expressed it in a weird way. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great week.